Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out MouseBot Escape from CatLab. This game is developed and published by Vector Unit and releases on July 21st, 2021. I don't quite have a price yet for the game, but we will have a link down in the description if you do want to pick it up. So what is MouseBot Escape from CatLab? This game is actually a puzzle racing hybrid style game where you're basically a mouse who's been kind of taken over by that evil big cat you see up in the screen, who's running these sort of puzzleistic tests on you, and you have to kind of get from one end of a track to the other, collecting a bunch of cheese. Now, when you're playing through the game, one thing that's kind of cool is you're going to always be introduced to each new chapter with kind of an explanation of how the stages work and really what you need to do. I'm just going to dive into a couple random levels here while we're talking about the game so you can kind of see what's going on. Every level is going to have various collectible points that you need to do as far as picking up these little red chips, collecting a certain amount of cheese, completing the level without dying, all while not being able to stop your vehicle outside of honestly just hitting into a wall and kind of pinning yourself and trying not to, fail or die and run through everything just as quick as you can. Now, most of the levels in this game are under 1 minute. There are a couple that will actually exceed a minute, but for the most part, it's a very easy, casual pick up and play game that can be stressful and relaxing at the same time. If you were fortunate enough to tune in when I was streaming playing through this game, you'll understand that statement, as you will get into insanely difficult levels as you further progress through the game. Now you can see there's the little checkpoints for everything you need to do in the level to really max everything out. Speaking of maxing everything out, some of the stuff you have to do will require you to do multiple playthroughs as well as ignoring certain goals and tasks to complete others. To hit those goal times, you basically have to figure out the fastest route through the map without really picking up or doing anything. And what's really cool is the game does offer this neat ability in the menu to see if you've completed those goals. Have you gone through the level collecting the little red heart chip? Have you done the level without dying? And have you beat the fastest time? As you can see, I've only beaten the fastest time on a handful of levels, but I have been fortunate enough to go through the entire game collecting all the red chips, and I'm still working on some of the levels trying not to die. It is insanely difficult as the game will introduce a ton of new mechanics and things that are just going to constantly try to kill you that you have to really figure out how to navigate and work your way around. Now, one thing that I do really enjoy is I am a big collectible person when it comes into games, and this game does completely deliver. There is a total of 10 different collectible Easter eggs throughout the game, and yes, we do have a guide that will be up on the channel. It might not be up right away at the time of recording this video, but I promise you it is coming soon. If it is out, I will have it linked at the very end of this video. So that guide is actually going to walk you through and show you where all the eggs are. I've done the work for you, so you don't have to. There's nothing that's going to be too, insanely difficult when it comes to finding things or really getting everything done in the game, as it's pretty straightforward. The most challenging parts that you're going to have to deal with is honestly just trying to figure out the timing for everything and collecting all the cheese without dying and getting all the levels done. Now, as far as customization stuff in the game does present you cosmetic customization items in the form of using the cheese that you collect to unlock everything. You can go in and buy specific items that you want. As you can see here, I'm a shark with blue flames, but you can kind of customize your mouse really to whatever you want with a wide variety of cosmetic items. Nothing here will impact your game outside of something that might just distract you when you're playing, because this wobbly hat just seems like it would drive me absolutely bonkers while playing the game. You can also do this little random box and spend a cheese, and it'll give you something completely random. We'll do that here real quick just so you can see what that's like, and then you can kind of play and try out whatever you want. If you don't want to use the item, you don't have to do that, but you're gonna have plenty of cheese to really knock out all the unlockables in the game. Now, running through the game, once you finish all 10 levels, you're actually going to unlock an additional mode called Arcade Mode, which is basically going to be just an endless sprint of you playing the game at a faster speed and going through levels and getting as far as you can, going one after the other. You're not going to get to stop what you're doing. You're going to have to play the entire game, and it's just going to continuously go and go and go. Um, and your goal is to try to get the highest possible score you can. We'll see how far we get here while I keep talking. As far as achievement-wise, for those achievement hunters, this is not going to be an easy game. Honestly, I think this is a fairly easy game when it comes to getting a good couple hundred gamer score, and by the time you finish all the levels in the game, you're going to get an easy, six, 700 plus gamer score, but for the most part, to get that full 1000, you have to beat every single level in this game under par time, collect all the chips, collect all the cheese, and beat every single level without dying once. That alone is very, very difficult to even try to accomplish in this game, as I think I was doing no death runs all the way up to like chapter 6, and then on stream I was like, this isn't going to happen. Overall, though, if I have to give you any type of opinions or ratings, this game is honestly a ton of fun for what it is, despite being extremely stressful and challenging. It's nice to have a game that's not a pushover, easy 5-minute completion. Anybody who honestly gets this full 1000 gamer score out of this game is definitely going to get kudos from me, as it's not easy, or at least on my part, it's been insanely difficult, but a lot of fun in a frustrating sense. Visually, the game is awesome. It definitely feels like I'm in a almost mousetrap board game-esque style art setting, and I love the music. Honestly, I only really turned it off or modified things down just when I was recording or getting very stressed at later levels, and I ultimately just wanted some nice peace and quiet while I was trying to play. If I have to give this game any type of a rating or review, honestly, I'm going to give this game an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a ton of fun. I would love to see, some future levels get added into the game. Maybe something where you could add some, like a track editor, kind of build your own way to play and really work it the ways you want. I'm going to go ahead and cut this here back out to the screen. But yeah, I definitely recommend you pick up this game. I do have a link down in the description if you do want to check it out for yourself. Like I said, it's a ton of fun. I think it's a great game experience and definitely a challenge for anybody who wants to knock everything out in this game. I'm going to end you guys here by going into the very last chapter, and I'm going to let you just see how far we can get with one life here going on this last level. If you guys do enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions or want to know more, let me know down in the comments. Let's go ahead and dive into the very last level in the game, see how far we can get so you can see how difficult it is, and I hope you guys enjoy.